if you're new to cooking on a kamado, here's the number one mistake you're about to make. Let's get through it and get past it. Hey guys, I am Steve, the cookout coach, and we're here to help you take your barbecue to the next level no matter what you need. Today we're going to be talking about is one of my favorite types of cookers, the kamado cooker. Now if you're new to the channel here, you're going to quickly find out that I love the akorn kamado cooker, but these tips today will apply to every single kamado cooker. The kamado is an amazing all-around cooker. It grills at high heats. It bakes at high heats for you pizza lovers. It smokes and puts a beautiful color on slow cooked meats. It really does it all, and once you figure it out, it's almost a set it and forget it machine for whatever you want. But the one question that I've answered more than any of them when it comes to a kamado is this first hiccup. Once we get you past this, you will become a kamado cooking machine. You'll love it, and honestly, you'll pull it out of the garage more than any of your cookers just because it's so easy to use and produces such a great result. To begin with, kamados, what are they? Well, basically, they're traditionally a ceramic egg-shaped cooker that bounces heat around a diffuser, generally a ceramic stone, in our case, our cooking stone, bounces off the top of the dome and back down onto our food before it eventually funnels out through a top vent. It's got a traditional bottom vent that feeds the fire down below that diffuser, and then a vent on top. The tricky part, the learning curve to this cooker, is in how good those insulative qualities are. One of the amazing things about kamados is how fuel efficient they are, and again, it comes back to that efficiency. Because of this efficiency, once you get this cooker hot, it takes a long time to cool it back down. Funny way to say, if you overshoot your temp, you're not coming back down to the temp that you meant to be at for a good hour or two. There are different techniques you can use to bring it back down to temperature, but what I'm going to teach you today is just how to not overshoot that temperature. And that number one beginner kamado mistake is you think you need to just jump on that target temperature. When in actuality, what we're going to teach you today is how to creep up and land on the temperature that you want to be at. It's not very hard. It takes a little bit of patience to get to know your cooker. And nowadays I can get to my target temperature settled in under a half an hour on my akorn. You can too, and it makes it so easy. To begin with, we're going to light about half a chimney of charcoal. At the same time, we're going to go ahead and put some unlit charcoal in our cooker. Now this charcoal is going to burn over time as we need it, but we're just going to put it in there as our reserve fuel for now. When our chimney is all the way lit, we're going to go ahead and dump it in there. If we're doing a low and slow cook, we're going to put our stone in. If not, we're doing a hot and fast cook, maybe we're grilling or making pizza, we're just going to put our grate in. Either way, this works. For this example though, we're going to talk about low and slow. We're also going to assume you've got a grate level thermometer so we can read this real time. As you get more used to your kamado, you don't need the grate thermometer. You'll know how it's running, but for these learning purposes, it's nice to have that. So with our grate in place, we're going to open up both vents all the way. We're going to let this fire breathe and get to heating up. As we see that grate temperature cross 200, we're going to close down our bottom vent to about 1/4 of an inch and our top vent to just outside of the half moons on the akorn. Take a look here for your other kamados, just adjust it accordingly. Basically, we're just cutting the air way down. Remember, this is really efficient, so now that we've got it hot, we don't need much more air to keep the fire that's in there going and going at the temperature we want. I know on this akorn, we're gonna settle in right about 250 to 275 at this setting. At this point, if we wanna bump up a little bit or bump down a little bit, we're going to adjust that top vent just a touch, and that's it. By allowing it that 20 minutes to creep up on our final temperature of 250 to 275, as opposed to trying to land right on it and overshooting it because we didn't account for the efficiencies, the fire that got built, and how long that fire is going to take to calm back down, you're ready to cook. Congratulations, you just figured out how to run your kamado. I don't see you cooking inside for the next little bit because once you figure this cooker out, it is so good, does everything, and I'm not exaggerating that at all. I love it. I love my kamado. I love the akorn. If you don't believe me, go back and look at the channel. There is a multitude of videos using the akorn. Now, if you like the kamado, but you're kind of thinking about getting an offset instead, hey, meet me over here. Let's talk about the number one mistake you need to avoid on your offset cooker as well.